When your cat lies down in front of you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? Yes, it looks adorable. Like they're just being relaxed, maybe even asking for attention. But behind that simple action, there's something deeper that most people miss. It's one of the most emotionally loaded things your cat can do. And if you misunderstand it, which most owners do, you might be missing signals about trust, safety, and connection that your cat rarely shows. Let's start with what that moment really means. Have you ever noticed how your cat doesn't just lie down anywhere, but specifically right in front of you? Most people think it's about comfort, a warm spot, a soft surface. Maybe they assume, my cat just likes this place. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat is choosing that exact position because of you. Cats are hyper-aware of space. In the wild where they place their body matters. It's about survival, visibility escape routes, threat detection. So when your cat walks up to you and then lowers themselves down directly in your line of sight, that's not random, that's intentional positioning. It means, I want to be seen by you. And by the way, if your cat ever lies down in front of you and slowly stretches or exposes their belly, don't brush it off. We'll get to what that really means at the end. And it's something most owners wish they'd understood sooner. Think about that for a second. Out of every place in your home, they chose right there, right in front of you. This is where most owners get it wrong. They think proximity equals convenience, but for your cat, proximity equals communication. And this is just the beginning of what they're trying to say. Have you ever sat still while your cat lies in front of you and wondered if they're just relaxing? Most people assume the cat is passive in that moment, but here's what's actually happening. Your cat is observing you just as much as you're observing them. A 2019 study from the University of Lincoln on feline-human interactions found that cats actively monitor human behavior in close proximity to assess safety and predict responses. But what that really means is this. When your cat lies down in front of you, they're testing your energy, your movements, your tone, your reactions. Are you calm? Predictable, safe, or sudden? Loud, unstable? Because for a cat, safety isn't assumed. It's proven, over and over again. So when they lie there and stay there despite your presence, that's them deciding in real time that you are not a threat. Think about that for a second. They're not ignoring you. They're trusting you enough to relax under your watch. And here's where it gets even more powerful. Because this behavior doesn't just involve sight, it involves something invisible. Have you ever noticed your cat lying in front of you? Then shifting, rolling slightly, or rubbing the floor. Most people think it's just stretching, getting comfortable. But here's what's actually happening. Your cat is using scent. Cats have scent glands all over their body, on their cheeks, paws, and sides. When they lie down, shift, or roll, they're leaving behind invisible chemical signals called pheromones. Studies on domestic cats reveal that these scent markings are a primary way cats define what's theirs. But here's the emotional part. Most people don't realize. When your cat lies down in front of you and marks that space, they're linking you to their territory. They're saying this space is safe because you're in it. Think about that for a second. They're not just relaxing near you. They're building a shared environment with you. You're part of what makes that space secure. And that means in their world, you're no longer just a person. You're part of home. And hey, if this makes sense to you, hit like and subscribe. It helps us reach more cat lovers who actually want to understand what their cat is really saying. Have you ever wondered why this behavior feels so gentle, so intentional? Most people think it's just personality. But here's what's actually happening. This behavior goes all the way back to kittenhood. In the wild, kittens lie down near their mother for warmth, protection, and safety. That position, low, close, visible, is associated with comfort and survival. Behavioral scientists have observed that adult cats often recreate these early life behaviors with beings they trust, and in your home, that being is, you think about that for a second. When your cat lies down in front of you, they're not just relaxing. They're tapping into an ancient instinct that says, "This is where I'm safe enough to rest." What makes this even more meaningful is, they don't have to do this. They've adapted this behavior for you. You've become the equivalent of a safe presence in their most vulnerable state. And that brings us to something even more important. Because not everyone gets this behavior. Have you ever noticed your cat avoids certain people, but chooses to lie down in front of you? Most people think cats are just picky or moody. But here's what's actually happening. Cats are selective with vulnerability, animal cognition. Research shows that cats form distinct social preferences based on trust, familiarity, and emotional consistency. Which means they don't lie down in front of strangers. They don't expose themselves in open space around people. They don't trust. They choose, and they chose you. Think about that for a second. Out of every human in their environment, you are the one they feel safe enough around to lower their guard. This is where most owners miss the depth of the moment. Because it looks small, but it's not as a decision. Quiet one, but a powerful one. And here's where it becomes something. Most people never fully understand. Remember earlier when I said, if your cat exposes their body or stretches while lying in front of you, it means something deeper. This is what I was talking about. Have you ever seen your cat lie down, stretch out, maybe even expose their belly? Most people think it's an invitation for belly rubs. But here's what's actually happening. That position is one of the most vulnerable states a cat can be in. The wild exposing the belly means exposing vital organs. It's something a cat would only do when they feel completely safe. 2020 study from the University of Sussex on feline communication found that relaxed body exposure in cats is strongly linked to emotional security and social trust. But what that really means is this: your cat is choosing vulnerability because of you. Think about that for a second. They are overriding their survival instincts on purpose. Because in that moment, your presence feels safer than their instincts feel necessary. That's not just trust, that's emotional security. And here's where it becomes even more powerful. They're not asking for anything. They're not demanding attention. They're simply existing in a vulnerable state in front of you. That's a silent message that says, I trust you with my safety. Have you ever noticed your cat used to lie down in front of you, but suddenly stopped? Most people assume nothing. Maybe the cat just changed habits. But here's what's actually happening. Cats don't randomly stop trust-based behaviors if this pattern disappears. It often means something in their environment or in your interaction has changed. Maybe stress increased. Maybe something scared them. Maybe your behavior became less predictable. Studies on domestic cats reveal that changes in routine or emotional climate can directly impact how safe a cat feels, expressing vulnerability. Think about that for a second. The absence of this behavior is also communication. This is where most owners get it wrong. They ignore the silence, but that silence is your cat pulling back trust, and the longer it's ignored, the harder it becomes to rebuild. So, the next time your cat stops lying in front of you, don't dismiss it. Pay attention because they're still communicating, just in a quieter way. So when your cat lies down in front of you, do you actually know what they're trying to say? It's not just about comfort, it's not just about being near you, it's about trust, safety, vulnerability. It's your cat choosing to lower their guard in your presence. That's not a small moment. That's not just a habit. That's your cat telling you without words that you are part of their safe world. And that simple act of lying down in front of you, it was never small to them, and it shouldn't be small to you either.